Y'all, I just had the most relaxing shower. I feel so good. This house is so cute. It's small, but it's beautiful. I love the tall ceilings and how cozy it is. I will show you guys tomorrow, but for now, it's time to relax and get ready for bed. Also, I don't think I've shared this with you guys, but these are my Skims dupes that I got for Christmas this year from my parents. They're so cozy, so cute. The quality is there, and I think for the whole set, it was like $40. I'll make sure to link these on my storefront. Good morning, guys. I'm feeling much better, feeling rested. Look at these windows. These windows are beautiful. The view is okay because there's just a bunch of houses nearby, but I love how much natural light comes in. And this is literally a dream. If you live in Oregon long term, I feel like you need a house with big windows like this because that's the way that you just overcome seasonal depression, honestly. Yeah, the windows are beautiful. It's very modern, very cutesy. It's a nice little Airbnb. It's very cozy. We're gonna have some cafecito and relax. I also need to do my financial reset, so we're gonna do that. You want a bagel, baby? Yesterday, we literally went to Winco because they have the best prices. They don't accept anything besides a debit card, and it has to be like a Visa debit card. We didn't have it, so all we had was the $30 of cash that I happened to have on me, and we made it work. When I tell you, I have never felt like a true budgeter until having to do that. It like was weirdly not nostalgic. It just reminded me of my childhood when I would go to the grocery store with my dad, and it was strict like that because there was only the amount of money that there was available to buy what we could buy. So it's kind of sad, actually, having to shop with only $30 and then realizing that obviously that's not our circumstance at the moment, but that is the circumstance for so many people, and something that, you know, even I've experienced in the past. It's something I really don't want to have to go through in the future, especially like with kids. And it was just a reminder of why I work hard to try to avoid living like that in the future. But, you know, some things are just out of our control. So anyway, we got like some bagels, cream cheese. Also, everything is so expensive now. It's crazy. We got some yogurt, coffee creamer, some strawberries, and some Hawaiian rolls and turkey meat to make sandwiches because we wanted to eat at home even though we're not at home right now, so that we're not spending too much money eating out every single meal. And yeah, so I definitely think that that was a good choice, but I wanted to share that because it's tough out there and groceries are only getting more expensive. You want cream cheese? There's a place called Otter Point State Park. We're gonna go there. Then there's Myers Creek. Then we're gonna go to Natural Bridges, which you've seen. That's why we came here. It's time for our February reset. As you can see, we're in a different location. I'm currently at a little weekend getaway with David, but that didn't stop me. I still need to get my finances in order, especially this year, especially as things are getting more expensive. I think it's even more important to sit down and do this every month just to hold myself accountable. So if you're joining me, grab your cafecito, your tecito, whatever you drink while doing your reset, and let's get into it. Mine is like a mess. What the? So first things first, the monthly budget. Let's do a little January budget breakdown to see where my money went in the month of January. Here's a breakdown of what I spent, saved, and invested in January as a 29-year-old first-time homeowner living in Oregon. This month, my income was higher than usual thanks to the release of my updated budget template on my website. I gave myself a bigger paycheck from my business plus a bonus. I invested $1,056 into my retirement accounts directly through my work. While this is an automatic deduction, I like to track it in my budget to keep an eye on my overall investments. After that, I moved both my business income and bonus straight into my savings and sinking funds. With new goals to save
save for, especially for house and car maintenance. I'm focusing a lot on saving right now. My bills and fixed expenses remain the same as always, but my variable expenses fluctuate month to month. I aim to follow the 50-30-20 rule, where 50% of my income goes to bills and fixed expenses, 30% covers my variable expenses, and 20% goes towards savings and investments. If I end up saving and investing more, that's always a win. This month, my top 3 spending categories were groceries, shopping, and eating out. It was my birthday month though, plus I celebrated my cousin's birthday, so this month wasn't quite typical for me in terms of spending. For a more in-depth look at how I budget, check out my financial reset videos on my YouTube channel.
And now let's get into my February budget because I already started working on that. So for February, I think I'm going to be getting $19.55 because my income did go up a little bit. It does every January, it goes up a certain percentage point because of inflation. So this will be my take-home pay. I'm allocating about $2,000 towards my business. That's not how much money I make in total. That's just how much I pay myself because I'm a business owner and also the only person working my business. So I do like to give myself like a salary, and I'll probably be giving myself a bigger salary this year just so that I can use that money towards my sinking funds goals. And then money that I don't pay myself, I save that in my savings account to set aside for taxes, but also for like business expenses, because those are separate from my personal expenses that come from my business income. I can basically do whatever I want with my business income because that's going to be charged during tax season as an income versus as a business expense. Anyway, so I just assume it's going to be around $1,500 to $2,000, maybe more. I've told you guys in the past, but full transparency, it doesn't matter if I do like 5 brand deals in January. That doesn't mean I'm gonna get paid for all 5 brand deals in January. Actually, usually it can take anywhere from bare minimum 1 to 2 months. Usually it takes longer than that. Some brands are amazing and they pay me within a week or 2, but that's very rare. There's actually a brand that hasn't paid me and it's been a whole year since I did my brand deal with them. So just keep in mind, that's why some months I might make like not that much money from my business, and then other months I might get several brands paying me from brand deals I did like 6 months ago. So my mortgage will be still around $2,700. My bills and fixed expenses were already automatically populated because those don't change month to month. My variable expenses, so for utilities I put $100, and that's separate from Wi-Fi because I already pay that every month. It's a fixed expense. And then groceries I put $500. And again, that's usually will get split like I explained earlier. Eating out, I put $300 because I've noticed that I've been enjoying going out to eat more with friends. I just feel like that's the best way to do the things that I love, like trying new restaurants and new coffee shops. But I also get to connect with friends and stay up to date. It's the best. So I want to have like a decent budget for that. Shopping, I put $150 just because I noticed that there's a lot of, like, I'm constantly wearing the same things over and over. I still want to embrace a minimalist lifestyle because I find that to be a lot more sustainable for me than trying to do a bunch of like no buy year or a no buy quarter. I personally would just rather live a lifestyle where I'm not over consuming and only purchasing things that will add value to my life, and that is essentially being a minimalist, or what it means to be a minimalist. So anyway, I still wanted to have some money set aside for shopping because I noticed that I'm really good at being minimalist with my wardrobe. I need to be better about decluttering and updating my wardrobe a little bit more, and maybe purchasing things that are higher quality versus like getting something off of Amazon. So yeah, I wanted to have a budget for that, basically for thrifting. I also want to do some self-care, so I don't know if that'll be a massage or like getting some new press-on nails or a mixture of the two. I gave myself $100 though because I don't really have a plan for it. I just wanted to have some money for it. Coffee, $100. I tend to buy coffee. I tend to make my coffee at home. My boyfriend and I usually just drink coffee at home, honestly, most of the time, but weekends is where we like to go out and try new coffee shops. And I often offer to like pay for his coffee because he usually pays for all of our meals, or the majority of our meals. So I might need a little bit more for coffee. I don't know. I'm gonna say $150 because I've been buying coffee sometimes for us, or sometimes I'll buy it for a friend whenever we go grab coffee. Health and wellness, honestly, I don't even know what I would spend money on that because that usually was my gym membership section, but I don't currently have a gym membership. I canceled it to save money. So yeah, Home and office, I put 150 because I've been wanting to make updates to my office. So I just want to have that there. I don't really know if I'm going to do that in February. Date night, I put $100. We haven't really been doing a ton of date nights, but hopefully, oh, it is going to be Valentine's Day this month. So for date night, that might just be like, I might just use that line item for like David's gift for Valentine's Day. And then entertainment, I put $50 because sometimes we'll like go to the movies or something on a Tuesday for like a $5 movie. Going out, I only made it this high because I knew that February we were gonna go out for my cousin's 30th birthday and we would be buying her drinks and dinner. So I wanted to have enough money set aside for that. For gas, I put $50. My hybrid tank usually lasts the whole month, but we are on a getaway pretty far away and it is February, so I'm gonna make that $100 now because I'll probably need to fill it up a couple of times. For travel, I put $300 because I do need to pay my boyfriend back for the Airbnb because we did split the cost. And so this is on the reverse side or on the flip side, an example of how like my boyfriend, he paid for the Airbnb, but I haven't paid him back because all of my money just went towards the mortgage. So now it's gonna be a week or two before I get paid again so that I can pay him my half of the Airbnb. And so that's kind of what happens is like, we're not super strict with like, pay me right now immediately because we have different pay schedules. We also make different amounts of money. So sometimes I'll be okay to go buy all of our groceries at Costco and it's kind of expensive, but like I know he's gonna pay me back. It just might not be until his next paycheck. And like, for example, now it's me who hasn't paid him back for the Airbnb. So it's balanced, you guys. I just want to clarify that. I like to use my credit card for points anyway, and same for him. He likes to use his credit card for points. So it just works out. In my savings and sinkings fund, I showed you guys at the beginning of the year or at my financial reset how I need to be saving a lot of money for my home repair fund because of my roof needing replacement. So I put $700 for that aside. And again, this is just like my budget estimate. We'll see. I know people say to pay yourself first and like put your savings aside first, but I personally don't do that because I would rather have flexibility with I just don't like to feel super restricted with my month-to-month purchases, especially because I feel like I'm already pretty mindful when I do make purchases. So yeah, this might not be exact by the end of the month. And it also depends on how much money I actually get paid or if certain brands actually pay me so that I can pay myself a business income. So there's just too many variables. And then for investments, I'm gonna say $100 or I guess whatever's left, which is $135 for my Roth IRA. Because again, I try to work off of like a zero-based budget, so every dollar has a purpose. And I would like to invest more in my separate Roth IRA, but 2025 is gonna be the year of savings versus investment. I mean, I am investing again a good amount of money through my work, so I still am investing a good amount. I'm just not going to possibly diversify my investments as much as I wanted to. So the monthly to-do section, Valentine's gift, that's something I need to do this month. And then buy a gift for my mom for her birthday, which I'll probably use most of my shopping budget for that this month. And my boyfriend and I will probably buy her a gift together and split it so that way we can get her something a little bit nicer. And then what else is this month? There's quite a few things I need to do, I'm sure. But that's all I can think of for now. And then for wish list for this month, there's not really anything on the top of my mind that I've been wanting to get. I actually got a DJI Osmo Pocket, and I'll talk about that in a bit in my favorite section. But yeah, I just feel like I have everything that I need right now. Okay, monthly inspiration board. This section is fun because I wanted to make my monthly reset have a section where it's a little bit creative and fun. So anyway, we're gonna go to Pinterest. We are going to Okay, so in order to make your monthly mood board, this is how I'm doing it. Do it however you want. You can use text, quotes, photos, but I'm just gonna go in and take some inspo photos and add them. And all I do is right click, copy image, go to my monthly inspiration board and then paste. I'll show this for 5 minutes. And that's basically it. And you just do that with all the photos that you want to add. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. So now that I finished my mood board, let's talk about it. So I added natural bridges because we're actually gonna do that today, and this is like our little mini getaway for Valentine's Day. So that's literally the mood. We're starting the month off right with nature. I added a little section here because it's gonna be Valentine's Day this month, but also because I want to do something Galentine's related with some of my girlfriends. I think that would be really fun. Just to have everyone over, wear pink and red, and do something cutesy. I'm thinking maybe like a brunch would be super cute and super fun. And then I have a photo here of cooking at home because I comida en la casa. I'm trying to save money and also be healthy and make more food at home, but more importantly, save money because we've been having like frozen chicken wings lately because we don't want to cook, but we don't want to eat out. So like if you're gonna eat unhealthy and eat out, you might as well just eat unhealthy and save money, you know? And eat at home. At least the girl math makes sense to me. There's a photo here of some cutie little thrifted finds because we want to make it a point, or I want to make it a point this year to thrift first. First of all, shop my house and then go thrifting, then support businesses who are standing for human rights like Costco. I love Costco. I have loved Costco forever. I just want to clarify because I know there's like a whole trend now because everyone else is realizing how amazing they are. But I will say I've been going to Costco forever. My whole family has supported them forever. That's like my dad's favorite store. So it just feels good. There's a sense of pride with that now. That at least, even though they're taking all my money, as you saw in the January budget, my grocery budget was mostly Costco. At least it's worth it and I can feel good about it because they're actually increasing their minimum wage to their employees to $30. They're remaining firm on their DEI initiatives and they're not letting anyone bully them into getting onto the wrong side of history. So I'm proud of them. I also don't really eat a lot of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I never actually eat their ice cream, but I will be supporting. I will be purchasing some Cherry Garcia and whatever other flavors that I'm going to be trying because we have a lot of power in terms of where our money goes as consumers and who we support with our money. And I totally get that. It's not super doable for everyone because maybe where you live, there's only a Walmart and that's the only place you can go to. So this is not for you. This is for people who live in places where they have access to a lot of stores and they have the ability to kind of choose where their money goes. I'm calling y'all to action. Support the stores and the businesses that want to continue doing good in the world and shop less at the other businesses like Amazon. I can't say that I'll never shop there, but I am going to try to shop there a lot less. Target, I was so sad that they cut their DEI initiatives. I'm actually feeling pretty depressed this month about everything going on in the world, if I'm being quite honest. Yeah, so just even going through the motions of doing something like this is helping me stay sane because otherwise I will spiral. So yeah, I want to work out at home. I want to have coffee with friends, build community. I saw this book club shared by an acquaintance on Instagram. It's for women of color and I think I want to join it because that sounds like such a good time and a great way to build community. I also want to work out at home more this month and just in general. And then I already filled in like the highs and lows template for my monthly reflection. I've been liking that because I can just think of like the things that made this month really great and the things that were hard this month. And I don't have to like write out a whole journal entry because I'm not big on journaling, but I can still pinpoint what I loved and what I didn't love. My highs for January were my birthday dinner at Karina Lounge. It was so good. The Italian food was just exquisite. The perfect birthday day, thanks to my boyfriend. It was so special. I got to go to the spa. It was relaxing. We had a beautiful dinner together. It was just perfect. And then my low was everything going on in the government currently. And as a federal employee, it has been extra hard. I appreciate all of you who have sent prayers and good thoughts because I need them right now. So yeah, but that is my budget setup for February. We're gonna set goals and intentions for the month. And if I'm being quite honest, I consider just telling y'all, screw it, I don't want to set any goals and intentions. My only goal for this month is to survive, not thrive. Just survive, because the way I'm constantly on the verge of a downward spiral is crazy. It's crazy. But that's what they want, okay? So I changed my mind and we're gonna talk about this and we're going to be intentional even when it's freaking hard. Actually, especially when it's freaking hard. When people are praying for your downfall, that's when we need to lock in. That's when we need to say, you know what? This is just more motivation for me to succeed. This is only more motivation for me to push myself to do the things that I need to do and not let other people get in my way and not let other people bring me down, even though they're praying for my downfall. I don't know, guys. I'm like also trying to hype myself up right now as I'm saying this, and I'm hoping that I'm motivating and encouraging some of you who also maybe have felt despair in the last month. I thank God that I have my boyfriend and friends that I can check in with, and I just want you guys to know that I'm also going through this with y'all and you're not alone, and it's okay to feel your feels, but we gotta get back up, okay? We cannot give up. We cannot give certain people what they want. And we're gonna find a way. And also, if you believe in God, I believe in God. I do pray for his protection and his peace, and I do find that that helps and does bring me peace, even though I'm human, so I'm still struggling. But yeah, I want to encourage you, if you do have faith, and even if you don't, just pray about it, because there's just some things that are out of our control that only God can give us peace and strength. So I have nothing written yet, but we're gonna get into it anyway. We're gonna write them together. It's gonna be great. So my one goal for this month for health and wellness will be I want to have at least one self-care day weekly, which will probably be on like a Saturday or a Sunday. But I just need to like reset and self-care to decompress and get my ish together. So usually I would probably try to stick something in here about my morning routine and wanting a good night routine and wanting to work out every day, but like I just don't have the energy. I don't have it in me to try to do all those things and track all those habits personally, as a girl who lives with depression and ongoing mental health issues that have now been 1,000% exacerbated by everything going on. I just need to be realistic, okay, with myself personally. If you can set more goals and not feel drained, do it. But this is all I can do this month. So self-care, that is going to be the theme of this month for me. Business and financial, it is my goal to post consistently on YouTube and Instagram, which also includes TikTok because I just repost it. But I have been like, I don't know what it is about Instagram. It's so hard to go on there, and it's not really my preferred social media platform anymore because of everything that's going on. But I do feel like that's where I've made a lot of connections, and so I want to continue to grow it. But it's just been hard. I feel like I hit 12K, and then for the past 2 years, I've just been losing followers, and it's been kind of disheartening. But I do enjoy trying out short form content, and I have seen friends do really well on it. So I am going to try to be more consistent, because maybe I'm just not being consistent enough, and that's my bad. So we're going to try to do that. For YouTube, I want to post one video at least every week, or at least every 10 days or so, because YouTube videos take me a long time to edit and a lot of energy. And I love them, but it's not realistic for me, especially right now, to try to do them every single week, like 1 to 2 videos. But I want to still be semi-consistent. Like I don't want a whole month to go by without posting. And then Instagram, my goal will be to post daily on my stories, minus 1 or 2 days. I'm going to try to be conscious about taking a day or 2 off social media every single week, because I just need to. My whole feed is just news updates, and that's just not really great for my mental health. But yeah, I do want to post like at least 2 reels every single week, and maybe like a static post, so like 3 posts per week, and then posting on my stories every day. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to do that. For home and personal, I will say I do want to be better about having like a consistent weekly reset routine. So that could entail getting my groceries refilled or whatever, restocked, and doing that consistently, like 1 day a week or whatever that looks like. Anyway, for my book tracker, I'm just going to be listing books I've read. And we're going to go over that and my favorites now, which is my favorite part. So let's get into that. My goal for the year was to read 12 books so far. I think I'm gonna hopefully end up reading more, because in the month of January I already read 4 books. So these are the books that I read and my honest thoughts. If you're not following me on Fable, make sure to follow me there. It's basically an upgraded, better version of Goodreads. So if you have Goodreads, I just highly recommend switching over to Fable, and I'll make sure to leave my link down below because you should follow me. It's just such like an aesthetic app, and I think it's very functional and it's very cute, and it just feels like a social media app basically for book lovers. And like, how much better can it get? You can also track the shows that you're watching and also join book clubs, and you can transfer over all of your Goodreads data to Fable very easily by like signing in. And then you'll have everything that you've read, your reviews from the past, but transferred onto your Fable account. Not sponsored, but I love them. So all of my reviews are there. I'd love to like get into them. I've been having a lot of fun writing my thoughts, like my honest thoughts on the books that I read. But the books that I read so far are The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This book was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was an easy read. It was a good little plot twist. I really enjoyed it, and so I thought that I would enjoy the series, which is why I read The Housemaid's Secret afterwards. But that book was such a letdown. Again, I get more into it on Fable, but just know that I was very severely disappointed. I think a lot of people hyped it up, and some people even made it seem like The Housemaid's Secret was better than The Housemaid. But I just don't understand how that's possible, especially if you read The Housemaid first, because in my opinion, there wasn't a lot of switch up in The Housemaid's Secret. And yes, like obviously it's a follow-up to the first book, but it just seems so unrealistic to me from the beginning. Like, who in their right mind would go through what they went through, the trauma that they endured in the first book, and find themselves in that situation again, in a very similar situation? It was just so unrealistic. Like, I get it, a lot of thrillers, I love them because it's a nice escape, because it's not super realistic, but when the plot and the setting is so similar to the first one, and yeah, it just was like copy paste with like a little bit of a few changes here and there, and yeah, it was just not good to me at all. It was really hard for me to get through. That was a sign that I was not enjoying it. I almost chose not to finish it, but I'm so stubborn that I wanted to read because maybe it got better, and it did get a little bit better in some areas, but it was a letdown for me personally. Maybe you'll love it, but I did not. I think I've read much better thrillers. Like, I also read this month None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, I believe. It was my first book by her. So good. I think because the premise of it was pretty unique, and it was kind of like a modern day setting, and I think I could really connect to it because of that as well. At first I thought it was kind of weird that it was about this podcaster and how, you know, she has a birthday twin, and because of that she has her on her podcast, but I think it's because it's such a random and unique kind of theme that takes place. That's what pulled me in initially, but then the story kept unraveling ever so slowly, and you just kept getting bits of information that made you want to figure out what the heck is happening, who is this woman, and find out more about her dark past. And it was so good. I really highly recommend that one. I think that one was a lot better than The Housemaid's Secret for sure. And lastly, after reading 3 thrillers, your girl needed a palate cleanser, so I ended up reading Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. It's my first book by her, and I loved it. It was amazing. I am truly an Abby Jimenez fan, and I will be reading more. I already have more of her books on my TBR, but if you guys have any recommendations for anyone who's similar to any of these authors, because I still like Frida McFadden, I just was surprisingly not digging The Housemaid's Secret. If you have any recs, please leave them down below, because I will definitely be looking them up and considering adding them to my TBR. So those were the books that I read this month. I was pretty proud of myself because I went from like not reading and having a reading slump or whatever for like months to reading 4 books in January. So at least I did that right for the month of January. And then off my bucket list. So now looking at my bucket list, I am excited because today we're gonna go to the Natural Bridges in Oregon. So I'm able to check that off, which is pretty exciting because I typically don't get to do that, especially so early on in the year. For my favorites section for this month, I am just going to highlight one product that I was gifted for my birthday from my boyfriend and my family. So shout out to them. They have been supporting my content creation dream since I first started, and they bought me the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And this little tool is so cute and so small, but it definitely has a learning curve. So I'm here to de-influence you, I guess. And also at the same time, if you bought one of these, like, girl, help you girl out, because I'm struggling. So I love how compact this is. I want this to be my travel camera. Like, I brought it with me on this trip, but I still brought my camera because my camera quality on my Sony is just unmatched. And I took a few clips on this and downloaded it. I even like filmed in log like they tell you to do. And then I used the DJI LUT, and it just was not giving, guys. Like, I'll show you guys a clip, but before I get into that, I want to say I still love this just because of the size. I love the auto tracking and the auto like framing, the way that I can just like set it up and walk away, and it just follows me so well. I also love the gimbal and how steady the footage is. Again, still a learning curve, because I noticed when I would walk around with it, it would kind of like move around even though I was steadily in frame, so that was a little confusing. So definitely a learning curve, and like with any new piece of equipment, it's kind of a struggle the first couple of weeks or months depending how much time you take to get to know your new equipment. Because when I first got the Sony that I'm using right now, I also was not super happy with it because I couldn't get the colors to correct nicely in different scenarios, and I was struggling with that. But now I love it. This camera is literally my favorite. I love it so much. So I already know that it's just the transitionary period with this camera, but there's a few things I don't like about it. So I love the size, I love the functionality of it, I don't love the colors of it, but again, I think I just need to learn what settings and like color grading it requires. I love the microphone and the sound that comes out of this microphone with this. I don't love that there's no functional way to carry these together. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, you knew you were gonna sell this together. You knew that people wanted this because of the form factor. But how come there's no, like, imagine if there was just a little clip here to just, within the DJI Osmo, clip your microphone. How hard would that have been? And I'm sure it's probably coming in the 4, but I didn't want to wait for like a year and a half to try this. This has been on my wish list for a year. I love that they make cases like this. This one has felt on the inside, so it protects your screen as well as your lens cover. So I bought this one from Amazir on Amazon. Again, I just don't know where else I could buy things like this, but I love how small it makes it. This little stand was like $6, and it's the best little silicone stand because I can just set it up, and then the camera will just follow me around with the tracking. But again, this is just really annoying because now I have to either carry this separately, or I don't know, or just not take the microphone. But the microphone is like a big part of why the creator combo is worth it. Yeah, if you guys know of any cases, and to clarify, I also have like the little Ulanzi adjustment that has the 2 extra hot shoes. I don't like that. Everyone says it's a must need, like a must buy accessory, but if I use that, it makes this bulkier. It makes it feel almost twice as heavy, in my opinion. Takes away from the whole point of this camera, which is that it's small and easy to carry, and it's just not worth it to me just to put the mic on it, because it also doesn't work with this case. This case is nice because it protects the screen and the buttons and the lens, but when I put the Ulanzi cage on it, suddenly I can't put any kind of screen on this to protect it, and it just, I can't win. So I'm still trying to figure it out. What I have found so far as like my temporary fix, I've been clipping this microphone onto the little, what is this called, like the wrist strap, just to carry it. So like I can put this in my bag, in my fanny pack, and carry it, and it won't get separated. So this has kind of been like a little easy fix for now, because I know that whenever I do use the mic, like I'm gonna clip this to myself. It's not like I'm just gonna have this on the camera. I don't know. I also see that people use the Ulanzi hot shoe to clip their microphone onto the camera, but at that point I would literally just use the onboard mic. The onboard mic is not bad, especially if you're filming like at home. If I were filming out and about where there's a lot of background noise, I'm just gonna grab this mic and I'm gonna hold it close to my mouth, because that's kind of the point of these mics. These mics are not meant to be held from far away to pick up audio, because at that point just use the onboard mic and don't carry this around if you're not gonna want to clip it to yourself, and if you're not gonna want to hold it up to your mouth, because that's literally the only point of this camera or this microphone. As someone who's been a content creator for a while, and as someone who has these mics, I've had these DJI mics even before I got this. Like I've had this one, these types of microphones for like a couple of years, and I personally don't gravitate to them that often because you have to put the little adapter on your camera and then carry this and clip it, and that's also annoying. But at least with this one, it automatically receives everything. You don't need to add like an additional receiver. You just turn it on and it records. So that's something that intrigued me about this camera. So anyway, I do love it. I'm still learning it. I'm going to be filming with this today and doing test shots with this, comparing it to my iPhone 16 and filming that for Instagram and TikTok. So if you're interested in seeing that footage in comparison, make sure you're following me on TikTok or Instagram or both, because we know TikTok is potentially going away. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. I'm gonna be comparing the cameras and also the microphone in different scenarios, like whether clipping it or holding it. The noise cancellation, we're gonna go to a restaurant later today, so I'll probably test it in there to see how the noise cancellation works and sounds. So yeah, if you're interested, check that out. At this point, I'm just gonna set aside my computer and everything, go out into nature, enjoy my hike, take some extra clips on the DJI to compare that, and relax and enjoy the rest of my reset. So you're probably seeing this reset maybe a week into February, so sorry about that. I'll try to be better on the timing of my resets in the future, but it's just been a lot. This month, the start of the year has just been a lot, you guys. Like, I'm just hanging in there, you know? I'm doing my best, and I still want to show up for you guys and show up for myself, but I'm just probably gonna be a little late to things. So hopefully you can understand that. But I appreciate you guys showing up for me too. Those of you who watch this and comment and like and continue to support and engage with my content, it really means the world to me. It's because of you guys that I'm able to even continue doing this. So thank you. I love you guys so much. Hopefully we'll hit 100K this year. And with all that said, I hope to see you all in the next video. That would be fun to do a little test comparison. The DJI Osmo Pocket. Obviously I have the auto tracking on, which is amazing, and the iPhone could never. This is literally crazy.
Oh, it's falling?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's very cool. This is just using the onboard mic, but as you know, there's also the wireless microphone for the DJI Osmo Pocket. So we're gonna test that too. We're trying this again. The iPhone footage is not as wide. All right, we're making tortellini. We're currently at an Airbnb, so we're not even home right now. So we're testing it out in a whole new location. Where are the pots? Oh, it's not there. I'm literally lost. I'm gonna walk and talk and test it out. The difference between the cameras, like stability as I walk. I feel like, I don't know. Okay, you see that? Whenever I turn on the DJI one, it kind of lags. I mean, right now it's actually doing a lot better job than what it did initially. And I think that might have been just like a setting that I was using. But yeah, I don't know if that means that I need to make the gimbal speed faster or slower. I just changed the gimbal setting on the DJI to fast to see if that would make a difference, but not a ton. So as you can see, like as long as you are moving side to side, it's gonna take some time to adjust. So you probably wanna move side to side as slowly as possible, which is not really ideal if you're just like walking around and talking. As you can see, I'm not really staying in the center. All right, it's time to add in the pasta. I feel like we should have done that before, but oh well. I'm scared. Yeah, it's literally gonna splash. I should have done this before. Truly. Oh, it's splashing. And we're gonna leave it for how long? No idea, it doesn't say. Okay. Take some B-roll and see how that comes out. So now I'm gonna test it out without active tracking, just like the normal, what it would look like if I were vlogging. I changed the gimbal mode to follow mode, which it says is best for vlogging and like selfies and things like that. So far, it kind of seems like this is better. You definitely still have to be wary of if you switch it like quickly because it is a gimbal. So I think it's just something I have to get used to personally. Because with a camera, like if your arm stays stable and you move the camera, like you stay in the same spot in the frame. Whereas with the gimbal, I think because it's trying to stay stabilized, it's gonna be moving a lot more and not necessarily keep you in center. I don't know, I haven't really seen anyone else talk about this. So yeah, I wanted to make note of it, but also, is this just a problem I'm having? Is there a setting I need to change? Or is it just the fact that it's a gimbal? Because it's probably just the fact that it's a gimbal. We're finally heading to our first stop. It is only 5 minutes away from our Airbnb. It is a spot that I found last night when I was creating our itinerary because I love making these. And that's why I've been loving making itineraries for like TikTok and Instagram. So I'm telling y'all, if you're not following me on TikTok and Instagram, please do.
I love making these longer form YouTube videos, and YouTube will always have my heart. But I do have like several of you asking me, you know, things to do in Oregon and stuff like that. And I feel like I've been enjoying making that type of content in short form because I can show a lot more in less time. Hope you guys enjoy seeing little bits and pieces into my life, just exploring my home state. And also with my boo. Say hi, boo.
Hi, boo.
I don't know if y'all can even see me because it seems like this is very washed out, but if you can see it, it's beautiful. I've been taking clips on my iPhone, so make sure to check out the video that I posted on here with my itinerary. Time to test the mic because there's a lot of people talking in the background. I wonder if y'all can hear me or if it's really loud in the background. Let me know. Let me try it without the microphone. This is what it sounds like just off the actual camera itself. And you can hear the background noise, I'm guessing, probably. And this is what it sounds like with the microphone. So you should hear me pretty clearly, and hopefully the background noise is minimal because I'm talking pretty low, but the microphone is literally right by my mouth, so I'm guessing you could hear me.